Durag Wisdom, ladies and gentlemen, welcoming you to Earth Date Y2K 20.10.28. 6 days until our election. And this is final arguments for our republic, and this is number 4. And the music in the background is by Don Ellis, The French Connection. So just make sure you're not picking your feet in Poughkeepsie. And if you don't know what that means, you have to see the movie, The French Connection. When Warren Harding became president, way back in the 1920s, his slogan was, "A return to normalcy." Turned out that Harding was one of the most corrupt presidents in our history. So we must have been using that slogan ironically. When Trump ran for president, his slogan was, "Make America Great Again." And of course, drain the swamp. And 4 years later, he's actually created a cesspool in place of the swamp. 4 years later, he has damaged the USA, attacked our rule of constitutional law, has made us the laughing stock of the entire world, and has negligently allowed for the deaths of more than 224,000 Americans due to coronavirus, and the number keeps going up. We're in a third wave now. Trump's slogan was just as cruelly ironic as Harding's was. However, and Trump will appreciate this, he gets the top prize for being the most corrupt and worst president we ever had. But now, the idea of a return to normalcy, which was the other corrupt president's, Harding's slogan, a return to normalcy is something to be desired, something that will save our country. Don the Dope used all the powers of his reality show image, all the powers of fake populism, to bamboozle his way into our lives to destroy them. And we helped by many of us not voting. And ironically enough, the creep in chief is one of the most transparent we've had, by telling us exactly what he planned to do if he were elected. I didn't vote for him. Many slept in this country through the travails of the Y2K16 election. And now we have inherited the evil wind. No doubt about it, we have been damaged by this cursed presidency. And it is going to take us years to recover. All that movement toward a better country and to a better world, most of what President Obama accomplished for us has been wiped out by the fiend who followed him. Our Supreme Court must be repaired. The scum in chief has just made it possible for loggers and other poisoners to destroy our untouched temperate rainforest, the only untouched rainforest in the USA. The Tongass is now open 100% for logging, corruption, and poison. The creature from the sewers who is staying in the White House has damaged children at our southern border for life. He has encouraged far-right white supremacists to assault us. The turd on the floor of our society has encouraged the police to brutalize us. Trump has done everything in his power to make Putin proud of him. Again, it's going to take a long time to repair the damage that was done. And the only way we are going to repair it is to vote for the Biden-Harris ticket. To keep the House and to gain the Senate. Because if we don't have the Senate, we're not going to get anything done. Don the Dope released the Dogs of War when he opened his mouth to scream, "Liberate Michigan!" You gotta know. Liberate Michigan! Or when he called Nazis on the other side nice people. He actually said there were nice people on the other side. We knew what was on the other side. He didn't actually use the word Nazi, but we knew. I knew what it meant, and they knew. His right-wing Nazi followers. Trump has been hard at work, along with his GOP Trumpist enablers, to undermine our three-branch government. If the Democrats win big and gain control of the executive and the legislative branches, they will still have to fight with the now corrupted and co-opted right-wing Supreme Kangaroo Court. And if you believe that the extremist hate mongers that Don the Dope woke up and encouraged during his 4 years in our lives, you think that will go away, you think those bastards are going away, they will absolutely not. That's part of the repairs I was talking about we're going to have to work on. All of us together, the United States, are going to have to work to help repair what was damaged. We are going to have to get together, liberal and conservative and moderate, to build back better our fragile republic and clear the trash off the road to true democracy. I know that the creeps running the GOP right now are not true Republicans and not true conservatives. I've spoken of this before. I may not agree with conservatism, but we need at least two parties in our country with opposing visions, or else we will have totalitarianism. I am happy that I understand what true conservatism is, and I am gratified that I can name at least 10 conservatives that I admire, whether I agree with them or not. The ugly plague of racism and religious bigotry used to be the realm of the Democratic Party, and now that disease has jumped to infect the Republican Party. All of us together must tend to the politically sick, to nourish moderation and compromise in the quest to work together and to get things done. We must elect Joe Biden so that we can return to normalcy and return to our rule of law. I do not want a president who tells the police to brutalize suspects. I do not want a president who tells his followers to punch those who disagree with them in the face. I do not want a president who locks children up in cages. I do not want a president who lies. I do not want a president who supports dictators rather than our democratic allies. I do not want a president who uses his hands like he is a cheap illusionist. I don't want a president who has made a pathway for religious extremism in our country. I don't want a president who calls our free press the enemy of the people. I don't want a president who uses the people's house, the people's grounds, for his self-aggrandizement. I don't want a president who violates his oath of office and does not protect us. There are 224,000 plus people dead in the USA from CV-19 because we have a sociopath in the White House, read Mary Trump's book, Dr. Mary Trump's book, who is only out for himself. I do not want a president, by the way, finally and ultimately, who freaking tweets Vice President Biden. If you win, do not tweet. In other words, I will be able to relax and live when I know that there has been a return to normalcy part 2 without the Warren Harding corruption. I will support a president and an administration that takes the job seriously, that is professional. This is not the WWE, please. Professional dignity that knows how to behave before the public as a positive role model, especially for our kids, for the children and the burgeoning bullies coming up. Role model. The president is a role model. I want a president and an administration that will respect our separation of powers and our vital rule of constitutional law. I will support and respect an administration that is transparent and is dedicated to making everyone's lives as easy as possible, which includes making sure all children have great public schools, that all women have the right to choose, that all workers are respected with labor union rights, that all adults can marry who they love, that all species are protected, that our planet is repaired and revitalized and respected, that all of us have affordable health care, that all of us are judged not by the color of our skin or by our religious beliefs, but by the content of our character. That we have a country, by the way, that respects the separation of church, tribal law from secular state. As you know, I believe that we only live once and go nowhere once we die. So the very least we are owed by world leaders is their respect for our suffering and for respect for our dignity. To work their asses off to make sure that they are always honest and always there to protect us. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are not perfect, nor is anyone. We are all perfectly imperfect. But at least Biden and Harris are not sociopaths, are not self-serving phonies. They are positively normal and will not preside over the deaths of hundreds and thousands of Americans, because like any seasoned, empathetic, normal professionals, they are going to work their keisters off. How about that for an old word? Keisters off to protect and to serve us and our nation and to repair what was damaged. Please get out and vote to get our USA back again